Okay, hello, everyone. We'll call to order at 5:30. Everyone has copies of the minutes. Just please review them. You have a copy here?
No, I read it online.
Well, here's the other stuff that goes with it.
Probably some other stuff that goes.
Yeah, there's another thing. It's about Primex. There's a,
I had two minor typos on that.
oh, do you? Okay,
You can have this if you want.
sure.
Oops.
But then you won't have a copy, just
I
tell me
have
what
it on
they.
my phone.
Oh, well, pardon.
I'm assuming the first one is supposed to be door schedule, not store schedule.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, door
And then on the
schedule.
back page, I
That's
think
true.
that's supposed to be definitive instead of distinctive.
Septic and needing definitive answers. Yeah, instead of distinctive, yes. Not too bad.
Did you type these up? You did this?
No,
Heidi?
Heidi. She does it from the,
Mhm. Make a motion to accept the minutes as, with the corrections of two words.
Second.
and Chris. Second.
Okay, so there's no discount.
Yeah, I was surprised with that.
Yep, I am too.
I was very surprised.
Okay.
Okay, present. See, Mike. My JT. Yes. And, absent.
Want me to look?
You could stay too tonight if you want to stay. If you want to stay for zoning, very exciting. It's boring. Nothing exciting.
Really, it's just a procedure thing.
Yes,
We have a motion and a second.
Yeah.
yes, sorry.
Merriman.
Any discussion?
I know.
All in favor?
but I'm just-
Aye.
Thank you. I got caught up with my notes here and then forgot. I have handed out behind that some correspondence, behind the minutes, correspondence that I had with Sally Tanner from Primex.
No.
At the last meeting, we had discussed what kind of a price difference there would be between sprinkle or not sprinkle.
Somewhere.
So, this was the response, and it looks like there is no, they go by the building, the cost of the building, the size of the building, and it doesn't matter. It's not like you get a discount. Unless I'm misunderstanding it. So, I think we should definitely send out the plans for sprinkler systems to see how much. JT and I are planning on meeting with the fire marshal to discuss the variances that are possible. But I can't see holding up everything else until we meet with the fire marshal. Unless,
Well, it doesn't hurt to have.
it doesn't hurt to have it, right? So if we could send those out right away, the plans. Yes? Yes,
I
Mike?
sent out to two sprinkler companies,
Okay,
Hampshire Fire and Carter.
uh-huh,
Hampshire Fire is out of Londonderry, Carter, I believe, is in Manchester or Concord.
okay,
Something like that. So the conversation, I did have a conversation with Carter, John Carter's son, and it sounds like it's really gonna be a lot of money for us here.
Okay,
do we have three-phase power here?
No,
Okay, that's a strike against us.
hmm,
A flat piece of property, oddly enough, is a strike against us. And the fact that we don't have any municipal water. We got three. He says, you got the worst case scenario.
oh, wonderful,
He's got the plans, he'll look at it, and he knows it's for a town meeting, so it's not a bid, it's for, budgeting purposes.
right,
The pump, for one thing, we talked about what they did at the Middleton School, elementary school, they buried a cistern underneath the slab. But there has to be access to that, cause there's actually a large submersible pump, just like you would your deep well, that powers that system, and it's a pretty good sized pump, and apparently more economical and a better pump to buy, a three-phase than it is a single phase, otherwise we're looking at a phase converter. He said some of those situations where they actually put a cistern and they'll put a pump house access building right over the top of it, and not so much under the slab. So in your situation, if you got room enough and it's easy accessible, it'd be better to do that. So the plans that went out, of course, are a wood truss building with Lee designed, or he had put together for us. So once you start putting all that wood up there and then dropping ceilings, you have more concealed spaces that have to be sprinkled. So that number will come in, both of those numbers, when they come in, will be based on that. Because
Right.
I said, I don't wasn't gonna send out Patco's drawing to them.
right,
But a via or phone conversation, if we just took it, and what I was able to talk to Carter, I said, one option is to possibly do a steel building. But it just listening to the tone and listening to what he said and having some experience in the past with sprinkler systems, it sounds like this is a pricey deal. So we may wanna just remember that.
right,
Last meeting, Chris brought up the fact about, voting, there's not a lot of people here. And the more I sit and think about it and doing due diligence in my head and looking at what it costs for everybody to run their taxes is, do we really need a building that big? Do we really need a building that big for one day? We talked about this being a shelter. We paid for a generator at that building down the street here to be a shelter. It may not have a shower, but it's still our shelter. The second thing is, we have it, like Chris said, and everybody agrees, that we have our town meeting on a Saturday. We don't disrupt the school. I think the town should be responsible for holding a space for our voting and our meetings that is a little bit larger than this. But to be able to accommodate our voting and accommodate our meetings or any civic activities, when we can't rent the space out like the school does for craft fairs.
Right.
Otherwise, maybe that's what we should do, we can have a money drop at the door. But after hearing a little bit about the sprinkler and I know the complications, the fire station isn't a big deal. To put
Right.
two heads in there, and I talked to Lee about that today, and we both agreed it's a simple thing to do.
right,
And I can explain that in a few minutes. But now that we're on this building, is my thought, if I may, is to accommodate Tyler's needs for the police station. And really think about compacting our needs down so that we fall below that sprinkler capacity.
What's the square footage for that?
Pardon me?
What's the square footage for,
Well, I thought it was based on capacity of like
Capacity.
160, wasn't it, Tyler, 64, 68 people that said that?
I thought it was
in this
under
document that
300.
JT had.
300 was the
I thought
trigger
it was
for
under
mandatory
300.
sprinkler system.
Right.
Well, but it was well under that. I think it was 168,
Oh,
something
yeah,
like
that was
the trigger.
not the maximum use, whatever that other term was.
Right.
Yeah, so, and if indeed we have to put a system in, septic system, now we're down to less seats, so they require a smaller system.
so we would reduce the
size
open
of-
area by half,
Reduce the open area.
by half,
Right, by half.
I'm okay with
You
that.
know, we're looking at a building, and Patco did a great job with limited information. They put up a standard steel, he quoted a standard steel building, what they do, with 20-foot high sidewalls, which we know we don't need. He put all the space together, but we're at just under $1.5 million. And it didn't
Right.
include any septic system or some, or fire protection system.
Right.
So there's still some things to look at there, but I think we're gonna have a difficult time selling a building to the people of this town for 300 person capacity for 1 day a year. Because I'm already hearing that at home.
Right, right.
I have a wife too.
What do we need square footage wise for voting? I know this didn't,
I hear
Did that
that.
come out loud, Lawrence?
that was kind of the.
That was a good one, Mike.
Right?
Yeah, so if you essentially, what we discuss as an alternate would be the PD plus this square footage if this room right here went all the way across.
Right,
Which is 60 by 30. That would fall within the square footage. And I can't speak for the moderator. I mean, that's a question for the moderator, we can ask them, but I would feel confident that that would be sufficient enough square footage. This is for local election, just barely.
right,
You know, just a town election, but not like a state or certainly not a federal election.
Right.
But I would think that it would fall within the, I mean, if you sat there and, you know, try to get in your memory bank
Contact
to
the secretary.
the voting space that we utilize now, it's just over half of the gym. And I mean, we don't use the first 20 feet
Right.
when you come through the door, so it's essentially that center section of the gym is what we utilize now.
so probably 30 by 60 again.
So 30 by 60 again, and I don't even know if the gym is 60 feet wide. One thing I wanted to do was measure the gym, and I still have never done it, and I keep forgetting.
Why don't we contact the state?
Well, that would be the thing to do, is to find out what are the requirements for the space.
What's the square footage, right?
Yeah, square footage, is it the layout or something like that, and then we know we're covered.
I believe we
Right.
can get that from the moderator, so.
Yeah, I don't recall knowing that, but I do have an old moderator's handbook, but it could be outdated by now. Things change.
Or, I mean, and certainly we can call the Secretary of State, but I
Yeah.
mean, I believe because we have, you know, Jim has watched some of the meetings and he is, you know, privy to the discussions and
Yeah,
stuff
I would
like that,
ask,
so.
I would ask Jim, I wouldn't wanna sidestep him
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
that particular
Let's speak to
item. So I'll speak.
But anyway, that's my spiel on what and it sunk in a little more today, talking to the Carter Sprinkler about, sounds good, sounds easy, he says, well, you know, your site guy's gotta bring the supply of the tank, they gotta get that in. We didn't talk capacity, we didn't
Right.
get into a whole lot of details. Spoke to him a few days ago, last week, and then spoke to him again today. But, it'll be probably a little while before anybody gets us a number. But
Right,
it'll be a budget, and we kind of go from there. On the fire department side, you know, to what JT provided from the fire marshal's office, if those 2 bunk rooms to be sprinkled, that has to go from the floor all the way to the underside of the roof deck, unobstructed. So if we've got a truss roof through there, what happens is where that, on the inside demising wall between the last section of the bunk room and the remainder of the building, that would become a bearing wall, and that truss would bear on that side so that we could run sheetrock all the way up to the roof deck and then stick frame that last section,
okay,
so that becomes contained up to the deck. So that's about a hard one to do.
Would we have to do 2 walls, Mike?
We
I mean,
would-
1 wall or 2 walls?
I honestly don't know, but,
Because the bathroom is on the end,
right, that wall would have to be done, and then down along that, to separate the meeting room, would have, yep, that,
this would have to be all the way to the
yep,
bottom
and then
of the
the short
truss,
wall,
and then
yes.
this one with the bathroom.
Right, those are the 2. I don't believe we'd have to separate the one in the middle, but if we did, no big deal, because we gotta run to the deck anyway. So there's a way to do that, and a way to accommodate how that's framed at the end. We still put a gable truss on the end, and we turn around and we ladder frame the whole thing off a girder truss where that one wall runs continuously, forms the hallway and the demising wall for the bunk room, bathroom. We put a girder truss there and turn the framing the other direction.
Or just do the whole head?
Yeah, that whole piece onto a gable truss. So that's just a matter of framing, but that's not a difficult building, it's narrow and
Right.
long, which it keeps it's simplistic, so to speak. We will need to be able to have a water bottle like Lisa has, she mentioned sort of
Right.
400 gallon, the ones I put in for high-end homes have been a 400 gallon big plastic water jug, so we'd need accommodations for that. So
Inside
that
the
would have to
building.
get worked into that, somewhere in that space, or we add 6 feet to the building or something, you know, put a bump out in the back. With a
Heated.
shed roof that's fully insulated, spray foam, and that's the mechanical room for that. But I don't see that being what we would have to contend with for our
For the
municipal
big building.
police department structure. So my thought would be if we could somehow manage to scale that back, meet our needs,
Mhm.
I think we're gonna present the whole thing better to the town.
Right,
Whereas we're not doing just one, we're doing 2 buildings and not a building and an addition.
right,
That I think would be an easy sell, but, you know, this is a tough one to add on to. I mean, do we do?
it makes sense to shorten it though, because we're not, if the sprinklers are that expensive, we can't really
You know,
afford to
John
add
from
that.
Patco threw out $300,000, and as I'm listening today again to what Carter said,
Mhm.
after he looked at it, said, well, you know, I gotta get into it, but, I could just hear dollar signs, you know,
Sure,
jingling around in my head, going, eek.
and then when,
And then now we're getting a
And now-
discount on it anyway, so.
right, we're not gonna, I mean, I thought, okay, great, you know,
Yeah.
you'd save money the other way, but it's not gonna be that
Food for
scenario.
thought.
So what do we think, guys? Opinions, ideas, thoughts?
I agree with Mike and.
I agree with Mike.
do that.
We could just have to shorten the building, well,
Well, find out what
Find out
the,
what those needs are,
find out what the
sure.
needs are and then adjust it according to the,
sprinkler.
right,
And it'll still need to be able to accommodate, planning would still be moving here
Correct.
with all their stuff, so you
All the
guys,
land use
All of
people
that would
want that,
still
that'll
be-
just be meeting space.
Right.
Which, as you can see,
right,
we're utilizing half that space.
Yep.
You know,
Right.
for most meetings,
We just set up
If-
cubicles.
you know, if there's a hot button issue, you know what I mean? So I see it, you know, this concept here moving
right.
on the narrow side.
Exactly.
With the seating space running this, you know, running this way as opposed to this way.
right,
So it'll really just be whatever the moderator says, hey, you need X many square feet for a
Right.
federal election,
right,
and hopefully it's not
I
5,000 square feet.
I honestly think that, you know, you know, again, I fall to the space that we utilize in the school because it's not just, you know, that's just where we put the tables and chairs. We actually have to block off
right,
by
Right.
their election rules. That was always the rope or the extension cord you see.
Right.
That's behind where the moderator, when you come out of the voting booths, whatever, that has to be blocked off, and that's 30 feet of the gymnasium anyway, all day long, so.
The gym is 60 by 74.
So,
We're only using probably,
A third,
probably 40%, yeah.
I personally think we'll have a heck of a lot better chance this way.
agree,
yeah,
Don't
that's
think
true,
it'll ever go the other way.
agree.
I agree.
I agree too.
Can I ask when the tax rate is gonna come out?
Waiting for DRA, should be any day.
Okay. I believe you did say that the other night.
You anxious?
No.
I am,
But if you are, Leo, I'll give you mine.
I got plenty with mine.
Ah,
You got a big chunk.
Exactly.
Top 10%, whatever.
Yeah.
So, after we get those measurements from Jim, we can, I guess, redo some of the plans, or, right, that would have to be shortened?
For Patco,
That'd be
drop the
easy.
sidewalls down
Right.
to 10 or 11 feet, something that
Mhm.
he said didn't make much difference to them,
Right,
if I recall.
Right.
And shrink the gable end back. I still think the clear span building is a way to go, in all honesty, because
sorry,
of the span. And we don't have to have piggyback trusses, cause that's a
Right.
long truss, you got a 60-foot, you got a 12-inch overhang, so you got a 62-foot stick coming down the road,
right,
and then you gotta set piggybacks on top of it, so you're not just setting big trusses, you've got a week's worth of truss setting almost,
wow, yeah, that's
as long as
true.
it isn't windy.
So we're just cutting.
Yeah, just that
So,
part, sure.
and we don't need the shower,
So it'd be cheaper.
Yeah.
No, we don't need a shower.
No, you
Well,
don't need a shower.
maybe I'm speaking out of turn, because,
That's not the shower up there, but.
but no, the lease plan's got the shower on it, but I may be speaking out of turn because, and JT could chime in, because even though that's our emergency shelter, this could help. You know, if you wanna plan for the future, and
Right.
I don't know what your thoughts are, JT, on that, but.
I mean, as far as the shower itself, is that where we're headed? I mean, if
Do we
it's
need
not, if it's not a horrendous cost, I think it makes sense to have it available. And whether that's the police need it to decon after something, or if we are gonna use it for some kind of sheltering, it's there. If there's a cost to add it, a significant cost to add it, then it's not needed.
Okay, I don't know, off the top of my head, I wouldn't say significant, but it's certainly more money, and then we have to have the janitor closet anyway.
Right.
Right, yeah, but
But
it
we'd still
does
have-
take up some square
It
footage.
eats up some square footage.
Yeah,
It does.
So, and I don't know if we could lose a stall in either one of those bathrooms, because of size wise, I have to talk to Lee about that, how that works out.
We'd most likely have to lose some of that because for the amount of people we have in there.
Right, we're less,
We're less, so
so we should be able to lose
Should
some.
be able to lose at
So
least
if
one
it's at all
stall.
that, if anywhere that we could, you know, cut that space back, but I'm trying to utilize, get more space,
Right,
is we shrink those bathrooms back, and the shower does may not be so large, and the janitor closet gets a little
Right.
smaller. And we're just, you know, we're picking up nickels and dimes, but they add up to big dollars.
Exactly.
Right.
They all add up.
yeah, you don't need 3 toilets in the ladies' room, you can
Well,
reduce it
that-
to 2.
no, I
Well,
don't think
that's-
so.
That was based on.
There's a trigger in there somewhere on capacity, and that Lee could answer that.
But that'll also
Call tomorrow and
change,
say, what can we do, what are your thoughts?
Well,
And
yeah,
I pick his brain.
square footage of bring down.
Yeah, cause
So
this
that
goes by
we're not
capacity,
going up against ADA
so
or
if there's
anything
less
else.
capacity, that could be smaller,
So we need to get Jim Pittman to give us
yes,
some,
yes, give
what the
us some
requirements are,
information,
square
right, I'll get in
footage.
touch with him
And I'll ask
tomorrow.
Lee if we can skip up on bathrooms as a result of cutting that space back and
Right.
reducing our capacity.
Right,
I don't think we need a shower.
No, I don't either. I agree.
We keep the storage
Okay.
room,
Have a janitor closet there, and that's all.
that's it.
Yeah,
Alright, I just wanted to throw it out
It meets
there.
the needs, like I said, if it was something that it's not gonna change the cost to leave it in there, then great, leave it in there, but
Right.
if it's gonna cost us
Everything
extra
changes
money,
the cost,
it's not.
except the color of the paint.
So you got 50 feet by 60. They'll probably bet,
So it may be
25.
60-foot square, and maybe, you know, I don't think we wanna skinny that building in it at all, and.
no, we leave the 60 foot,
Yeah, I
Right.
think the span is good,
it's just,
unless we were going to a wood frame structure, then I would recommend bringing that span in 15 feet. To accommodate.
I reduced to
a truss,
50
a
feet.
Wood truss.
I would just reduce to 50
Yeah.
feet.
I think we'll end up with a more energy efficient building if it was a continuous double layer of insulation that they wrap in the exterior building.
So we're talking about, get rid of the shower.
Yeah, I heard that. Did you say you'd reduce to 50 feet?
Well, go this way, right? Cut it off?
We're only cutting off 10 or we cutting off 20?
Well, it depends on
So
the,
60
it
by
depends
60.
on what,
well, it's 50 right now.
No, it's 60 by 80. The entire building, I'm talking about the entire building.
Oh, yeah, I'm just talking about the conference room. That's where we're gonna reduce.
So we're talking like 60 by 60, I think, we're talking about chopping 2 feet
so
off.
that'd be, yeah, 20 feet off,
20 feet
right,
off.
20
Oh,
feet
yeah,
off,
So it'd be 60 by 30.
As far as the room.
The room, I'm talking the total building size, it'll go from 60 by 80 to 60 by 60.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Same thing,
Yeah.
right.
right,
So you're taking 20 feet up to 50.
yep,
Right.
the PD stays unchanged, it's
Right.
just the other side.
right,
Right.
You're saying the steel.
Depending on
building
the
will be
numbers,
efficient?
Pardon me?
You're saying the steel bidding will be more efficient?
yeah. Because of the span.
Because of the span, yes. Yep, because of the span. I mean, it's less versatile as far as attaching things to it. The meeting side, we don't really care so much. But on the PD side, we're gonna have to fur all those walls out
right,
and then, you know, build walls inside, deck over that. I still would like to put the mechanicals for the whole both sides, up above that space with a pull down in the garage, good size one.
Yeah.
I think it makes sense, everything is right there, easy to pipe.
Guesstimated that it'd be kind of like where this window opening is, the north side of the window opening would be, this is 20 feet.
Leo and Chris, I don't wanna take any daggers for this suggestion, but on the wall where the bathrooms are, obviously we're cutting out some bathroom space. Should we enclose some of that as storage? I'm thinking like the voting machines, all the tents, all that stuff that's currently taking up all the available space in this building. Would it make sense to utilize some of that open space, close it in as just like an open closet kind of deal? To store all of those materials?
And that would potentially help with your occupancy as well, cause
You
now
you got a storage room right now.
Is it enough for the voting machines and all the election stuff?
So, so you're talking about the counting machine?
Sure,
Cause you're saying voting machine,
Yeah.
so the counting machine is 2x2 and it's about 4 feet high.
okay.
Yeah, and then you got the
Small.
stanchions and you got all the,
Yeah, I'm just thinking of all that material between the furnace room and that front closet, they're jam packed full of the election stuff. We have no storage space left in this structure, so if we have some dead space, especially if it's gonna help lower the occupancy numbers, does it make sense to make a closet in there that can house?
in the bathrooms?
No, just
No,
somewhere
along
along
that
that wall.
Along the wall.
Like, if we're gonna get rid of the
Wait.
shower, say, what's the current janitor closet, you could repurpose the existing shower room or something, or extend it further, cause I'm thinking tables and chairs as well.
Right, I mean, there's all that stuff,
Yeah.
the tables are in the men's room now. If that eats up that dead space and lowers the occupancy without making the building bigger or, you know,
It's a valid point. But as I look at these bathrooms, I'll know more tomorrow, I'll ask the question, and we can reduce this down, if we can squeeze that bathroom in, eliminate the shower, and then, still have space there, and would be able, depends on how big we need, but, I mean, I'm looking at the janitor closet, we've got that pretty substantial. And you take half of that space between the shower and the janitor closet, combine that for the janitor closet and the storage, that would probably lose some of the bathrooms, that would be nice.
Well, I think you can probably reduce the bathrooms by at least 3 feet, if you get rid of
Well,
one,
I think if we can lose one fixture.
one fixture in the ladies' room. So take 3 feet off that, so
We
that's,
gotta have the handicap for both sides.
right, I agree with you there.
like
Yeah,
the,
you have to.
the ceiling height, is there dead space above the bathrooms?
It would be,
Yeah.
yeah, oh, absolutely,
Like a mezzanine,
yeah, so
Yeah,
you,
that was the other thing I was thinking is mezzanine on top could be an option too, depending on what it all looks like.
yeah, but
It's just storage,
it's just a matter of how you would
get up there.
So the rolling warehouse ladders work, but depends on carrying stuff, and then you've got liability if somebody
Right.
going walking upstairs, even though it's an OSHA approved stairway, you still have liability. It's ideal to keep it on one floor, town employee tweaks his back, you know what that's.
I agree.
Or the selectmen.
Oh, you're only gonna hire younger selectors.
Is there any consideration for
I don't know if we can get.
document storage and things of that nature?
You can't use that term, it's more qualified.
That could potentially be a document storage area.
Well, yeah,
I'm
that's
just
true.
throwing
Me
stuff
too.
out there.
Well, there's space up there, and that certainly can be used as a flat storage space.
Yeah, I mean, we've got boxes of documents that are just gonna sit until they're ready to be destroyed. Again, they're eating up all the available storage space.
Yeah, nothing
So-
says that the only demising wall we would have, floor to ceiling, would be the wall that long demising wall between the PD and.
Which would be the back.
Meeting space, so
effectively, yeah.
bathrooms, those would have to be 10 feet in the air, that could be an 8-foot deck height. We
Right.
don't need 8-foot ceilings in a bathroom, or 10-foot ceilings, so that could be.
As long as the top of that is built in a way that it can hold a little bit of weight of paper boxes.
16 on center with 3/4 plywood.
You're not gonna be up there all the time, so it's not like you're gonna need to worry about the safety railings and special ladders and all that stuff. It'd be once a year, we throw a box up there, or
Yep.
take a box down. Clean out some of this
Is that gonna be enough
space.
room to do
Yeah.
anything, if all we have
It
is?
may make sense.
Well, this will be
Those
just
bathrooms
by
Smaller.
3 feet.
But I mean,
Take
this
them,
is,
You get them
I
narrower.
haven't calculated what that would be
Plans
size
without
wise.
saying all that either.
Yeah, it's about 1 feet, 4 feet.
So it may make sense to take these
Yeah, but you said it
bathrooms,
was like 30.
move everything down, and
There.
Here to there.
90 degrees.
Yeah,
Okay,
So-
and open up this space here,
Because
That's
we're
all.
cutting
depends
off.
on what
20
the state says,
right,
Right.
right.
so,
Actually, you know what?
I mean, basically.
Yeah, that's a good point. Can you hear what he's saying?
I think they said you're gonna try to put them parallel to the demise.
Yeah, like
Right.
basically run along that demising wall with bathroom, storage space and eat up that whole wall and leave the rest of the room open.
So the reason this is laid out like this is simplicity for plumbing. Because think about,
That would be excellent.
when you're plumbing this wall, that party wall between the two bathrooms is the plumbing wall.
Right,
And you have wall mounted carriers
Well, this is.
for the handicap
Right.
toilets.
Right,
You have a carrier for the urinal. And actually, they should all be on carriers, that way you clean the floor underneath the toilet, and it's so simple, you're not sitting on the floor, all your commercial toilets with flushometers, everything goes back into the wall, so everything's hung off the carriers.
right,
So that wall would probably be a 2x8 wall anyway. Many instances, it's a masonry wall.
I kinda like the idea, yeah, just put, is it possible to put the bathrooms along there?
We could.
Parallel with
We could
the-
turn them in that, now that, it's just that everything,
More piping,
it's more pipe, it's a lot more plumbing.
yeah, But it's a
'cause if you're
single
coming
line.
up the middle, you're just going,
Safe
you come up with a Y, you Y off on either side, you
right,
know, you bring them in together out of one main wall. Now we're, daisy chaining
Right.
these all the way down the wall, we're running a ton of pipe, we have more pitch. So,
that'd be, I mean, I
it would
totally,
work,
yeah, because it'll give you more room this way for
it would give you
set up
more room.
more room.
That
the
way.
meeting,
Good thought there.
basically, table here. Cause your wall is gonna be kinda like this.
Right,
That's the.
oh, here you go, this diagram,
So if we take these bathrooms here.
But it also changes your accessibility when to get inside where he's got that hatched off space. He's got separation now in certain areas. So if you turn that and just turn it this way,
You'd have to.
you'd have to go in between them and still come in on that end.
Yeah.
You couldn't come in like on the sidewall.
No.
So if you take that rectangle and just turn it 90 degrees, that door still has to be on that long end to meet your ADA accessibilities.
right,
We may be able to get away with putting it on like the doorway here.
Possibly.
Possibly, but maybe not.
Possibly, but maybe not.
We'd have to see with the ADA stuff.
That hashed out area, I think, has to remain clear. So if you turn that door, you swing that door towards that hashed out area, you're now encroached into that
right,
area.
So Rose, I have a dialogue going with Jim.
oh, do you,
I will ask Lee the question, what would it look like to turn these?
okay,
He could turn them and just send out a drawing to say, we can do this or do that.
okay,
And reduce, how many, 20 feet off?
So I
yes,
asked the moderator. He got back to me. So this is his response. Hi Chris, I'm not at home right now, so I can't give you the exact formula. However, it is linked to the number of registered voters. While Effingham's population is not skyrocketing, there should be provisions for expanding population. If you need to know something right now, the current space at the town offices is right at the limit. So, then I posed the question, okay, the current space is right at the limit, which is currently 30 by 30 approximately. We're proposing, the new would be 60 by 30.
should be double,
As long as the lot isn't changed, that might do.
The thing is, that's 60 by 30.
Yeah.
You'd have to take out the space that we have currently allocated for the bathrooms, the storage area and everything. So it wouldn't be 60 by 30.
We probably have 60 by 30 right now
Yeah,
before.
right now we're
Take
probably
any-
at just over, 'cause I think it's, the bottom is, it's 18 feet from the end to that window, right down here. Then you have another just under 8 feet here, so you might be at, what? 26 feet? So you have 60 by 28 and then maybe a skosh more.
You have that space up above.
But at that, where we're not gonna be able to meet much more.
So we're not reducing our capacity overall enough.
So even if we were to take off that 20 feet,
Yeah, but this room is,
30 by 30.
yeah. That one's 60 by,
So it'll be 40, right, taking 20 off. No,
No, it's 60 by, the open space is 60 by 50 minus the
all
bathroom.
right, 6 by 50, right.
So it'd be 60 by 30 minus the bathroom, so if somebody that's good at math and doing that, what is the square footage of 60 by 30, and then subtract the square footage of the current proposed bathrooms and utilities?
So we're starting with a base of 1,800 minus the bathrooms,
you got it?
12 by,
So you get the square footage in each bathroom?
So 60 by 30 would be
The brick's
1,800
pretty
square
small.
I'm sorry?
I give,
60 by 30 would be 1,800 square feet.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
No, seriously, you did.
so you're basically looking at
No, I put it in
100.
there just before.
So 18 and a half
Square
by
feet in the
12.
men's rep.
no, it's not.
That's not
That
accurate.
is just the,
That's just that area?
I believe.
So we need to know what, 16 by
Yeah, whatever,
12.
Yeah, you're gonna lose another 200 square feet for the
No.
bathroom, so that drives you down to 1,600 square feet.
Now subtract the
9.
closet.
Oh, yep, but the shower's gone, right? So
right, shower's got it.
Shower's gone.
Subtract the
So
closet.
this one is
Which is 11.
No,
10
that's between
by-
the door expands.
10 by 6,
Here.
another 60.
So you'd be.
So it's 18.
18 by 60.
what's the square footage of the,
Bathroom?
the shower? Just zoom down, bring her down. You got it right here.
I just, oh, yeah,
So that's what, 9 by,
You can blow it up right there, so
8.6.
what's that?
10,
It's 81 square feet.
81 square
81
feet.
square feet.
Here's the square footage
And
written in.
145 for each restroom.
And the janitor's closet is 57. Really good to be able to zoom that in.
Thank you.
So I tried to look at.
Technology had to.
So
do
81?
Something.
Times, 145% for the.
Yeah, 145 for each restroom.
Times.
So it's 371 square footage?
that's
Total?
gonna come off. That sounds about right, cause you got 145 times 2 is basically a little less than 300 plus
Yeah,
another 100.
371 square footage.
Well,
So
that- that's-
1,800 minus 371.
You got it?
That's the current
That's the
current
assembly
size,
area,
the square footage for the current assembly room.
Okay.
Right, but no, what was 60 by, I'm trying to figure out what is left for space if we take 20 feet off.
Well,
So
1430 is what's left.
Okay,
So we started with 1,800, which is 30 by 60, minus the two
Minus-
bathrooms, minus the shower,
Storage.
minus the janitor closet,
and that gives us 14,
29.
and what is 30 by 30, what's the square footage of this room?
30 by 30 is 900,
Before you finalize those numbers,
so it'd be 50%
the
bigger.
interior dimension is only 59.1.
So it's a little
So
shy of
it's
60.
shy of 60, which
Right.
will make that even
There
smaller.
goes your outside dimensions. You take off.
Right,
Right, it's,
So is that square footage we had, was that?
so we'll take away,
It's an interior
So
square footage.
59.
so we'll take away 3 people. I'm just trying to get a rough ballpark of,
Yeah,
And
that's,
then what was 7.5 square feet per
7
person?
square feet per person.
7.5 or 7?
7, I believe.
On the dot.
Okay.
divided by 1439.
204 people can still fit in there, but that keeps us under the
300.
sprinkler threshold.
so what all I was trying to do is answer the moderator's
All
question.
the square footage?
And that is, this current space at 900 square feet.
Yep.
Just barely meets the threshold. It actually, like the Secretary of State's office came in the last time they did elections here, and they're like,
Not so much.
it's too tight. You know, they didn't stop us, so that's what he meant by, current space of town is right at the limit. So if we went up by an additional 50%,
That should be good.
Should be more than enough. It should be well.
then that's
Yeah.
based on federal elections. So I asked for federal election because that's the highest number.
Right,
So
right.
did you send them an email back and say what the square footage is approximately gonna be?
Yeah. What, with this now?
Yeah.
No. This conversation, an additional 50%? No, he answered the question, so.
Okay.
So it sounds like that's the way we should go. And then we don't
And
need
then,
the sprinkler.
then, you know, obviously, that gives us room for the deduction of, those dimensions are outside.
Right,
If we do take away the shower.
Right.
We do downsize the bathrooms.
Right.
We're gaining more and more square feet. So that 500 additional square feet above what we currently have is going to increase to most likely 600 or 700 square feet. It essentially will, yeah.
will definitely be enough for us to have federal elections.
JT's sprinkler document, the last thing it says is that an automatic sprinkler fire alarm would be required per International Building Code and NFPA Life Safety Code over 300 persons, because we were at 354.
Right,
So that 300 persons,
If we're under 300, we're good.
over to 300, we're good.
So now we're
Yes,
at
because there's no
204.
sleeping quarters.
so we don't.
Bunk room at the fire
appointment of
station, that's a
finals.
given,
For
but we can fix that,
hearings.
we can do that. But not a lot of fire people. Then it's just done. I don't think it's.
Exactly.
It's a no-brainer. It's a
And
no-brainer.
I think that's definitely the way we
But
should.
I think getting this smaller, getting rid of the sprinkler, better sales package to the town, like Linda said,
Yeah,
get it down as much as we can.
So what's it gonna take to have your son update the plans?
Phone call.
Okay,
I have him cut in a section as well through the PD, for sprinkler to have an additional cut section so they can see the ceiling height through the.
Oh, okay.
The section we have now is cut out at the bathrooms and not in the police department itself. It's the last page. It shows the bathrooms there.
Change the door requirements.
I don't have
Does
those.
it change the door requirements by reducing it? Not that it's not a lot of
No,
money
I don't
anyways.
think so. I don't know that for sure, but I'll,
When you
if I
say
can
door,
jot down what our
door.
final thought is on this, on the exterior dimension, and what we're reducing that down to, then I'll give it to him and have that
All goes
conversation.
to the trust.
So I forgot
Got
what you were saying was like 75 feet was the longest, like, exit points had to be.
Yeah, it's
Front
on the
of the building?
diagonal.
Yeah.
Rosemary,
We're
when
looking in
do
the
we
back.
have to have this put together here? Okay,
we're just cutting the section.
Very
Cut in.
soon.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a cut.
Like
cut.
yesterday.
Yeah, and that's not an easy
cause I
task.
know that she had given us the,
agree.
I know there's one date
Yeah, I
that's
agree.
middle of November and then January is the second date, but it should be soon,
Yeah, we've got to employ the
Now.
bond council here
yeah.
pretty quick.
So this has to really move quickly.
So Paco, do you think that's gonna reduce the cost a little bit, or?
Oh, I think so, they need to, we get this plan redone, as far as the floor plan goes, then they can get a floor plan that they can go off of,
Right,
that everybody's copacetic on that, it's just a matter of what type of building, wood frame building, steel building.
right,
And
Yeah,
my
this
thought
case.
is,
You get the-
I think it's a no-brainer and it's a steel building.
Right, because the cost will be
Well, it's, and then,
30% higher.
well, I think so, I'll price we could get the trusses priced out for this type of setup and see how much it is.
Do we have
and Try to
time?
get a frame number on it.
Do we have time?
Do we have time? Well, it takes time, things not gonna happen overnight.
No, I
I'll
know.
back up and go that we've been here how many months and now we just get going at this point in time?
No, we should have been
Well,
doing this back in August.
So, you know, well. So, it's not gonna, I don't have time to jump through hoops and hurdles, I got things to do too, you know, but I will do what I can to keep
Well-
this moving.
Do we really need to do a wood frame quote? Do we really need to do a wood frame
No,
quote?
I don't believe so.
No, I don't think so.
a what?
Wood frame
Quote on that.
on this building,
Oh,
no, I don't think so.
because of the spam.
No, I
We were
think
talking wood frame
just-
for
cheaper,
fire.
metal.
Yeah.
We're just gonna fit up the
that was still,
inside.
that was from Paco.
I would
So-
just say what steel building, I mean,
You know, I think, and it's not it's a matter of how we break it, if we were to break this out, there's a number of steel building companies that'll give you a quote on the same building.
right,
2 or 3 of them, get 2 or 3 steel, you get 3 steel building quotes if you want it. I mean, we got Patco, I can get a hold of Seacoast Crane, have Bill Belanger give a quote on the same structure, so it makes, as long as we're apples for apples, windows, doors, and we really have that based on what Lee drew, okay, that's fine. And then, the fit up on the inside is carpentry work.
right,
You know, we have to further the inside walls to be able to, those are gonna come in a little bit, so we're gonna lose space inside the PDs to get away from the steel to be able to get wood up. And then you gotta, deck it all over and do all your sheetrock work.
Mhm.
And just interior fit up. So that would be the package.
right,
So there's obviously a lot of earthwork here, concrete, especially with the steel building, cause now we're gonna put pilasters in, anchor bolts. So that's a foundation
right,
that's gonna be engineered, but that'll come, I think it's like usually $1,500 to $2,000 to get the foundation plan from the steel building company
right,
that fits their building. And then it's all stamped, it's engineered.
Right.
We don't know about the septic. Hopefully that comes to light at some point,
You got
what we can do.
information on that?
Well, I talked to Dave, and he said, if you can't find a plan, you gotta start all over. He said, on 150 people, it would be a 900 square foot leach field and a 1,500 gallon tank.
We can't, does the state have the plan for this place?
Nobody can seem to find anything, and I don't.
Did we contact the
I can't even find
state?
a year. They put the modular in '93. But I think they must have had the field in long before that.
you'd have to have
I
had it,
don't know what year it was,
because the school was here.
nothing, I don't find nothing in this folder that says what year the system went in. And there is a surveyor, Mary Man out of Santa Harbor, I don't know if he's still around or not, I was gonna call and see if I could find anything there.
And what was it Rebecca said? If the state did have something, it could be in a,
Submit an archive request.
Oh, that could
Oh.
take forever,
yeah,
good lord.
Can I, Lawrence, when he said 900 square feet, is that a stone and pipe or
Yeah,
like
stone.
a stone and pipe? Yeah, 900 square feet.
Yeah.
Well, that's not terrible.
So 67 to 86 records only exist in paper format.
Right.
So you think it was done? Yeah, it's hard to say.
But what was this, within 64?
It wasn't in 64, it was constructed in 63. And the only thing we could find that was changed was the fuel tank, underground fuel tank was changed in the propane tank, but outside of that, and all they did, and we have pictures, which are in that box that Tyler's going through right now, we have pictures of where they tied in to the septic from the modular.
Right.
So, cause prior to that, the original modular was on that side of the building, and the kids had to come inside to use the bathroom.
Chris, how long ago was this known as a different road name? Has this always been School Street?
Nope, 1992 was Route 25.
There you go. That might be part of why we can't find it. Were you searching by address, Tyler?
I didn't have it typed out in the search right now.
no, he's trying to hide it.
Tyler.
That makes, yeah.
Tried Route 25.
Yeah, it was Route 25, absolutely.
Yeah, I remember when.
Oh, you did search by 25?
Oh, no?
No, I searched by Effingham,
Freedom?
by general, nothing.
Oh, just,
Governor Lover School District, I tried that, I tried School Street, I didn't know this was Route 25, but.
Did you tell them how much? You told them what it was.
No.
Finally.
Well, if I'm gonna cut the size down. I don't know when they're gonna cut the size.
do we need to do anything with
Cut the
it?
size down,
Yeah, do we,
Still gonna be more than 150.
The square footage will hold 200 and, what did I say, something people,
yeah,
Yeah,
two something,
200.3.
So, Lawrence, Dave said if we didn't have an existing plan, then
He
he,
said if you can't find the
204.
approved plan, the state makes you start all over again. That's what he said.
Okay, but we don't have to mess with this, cause this is pre-existing whatever it is,
Right.
it's just that building over there. No.
So worst case, we just gotta put something,
Yeah,
a leach field there.
yeah. But it's not like we're putting a pump system in or a raised system or anything, I think it would perk pretty quickly for in-ground stone pipe system, wouldn't it?
I would think so. Well,
Yeah.
And with the soil here.
Yeah, it's all sand,
Yeah.
it should perk really well.
Should go anywhere.
Yeah,
Or
well, that's,
run a pipe to the river.
Sure,
Nobody on.
so at least that's not big money.
No.
I mean, it's money, but it's not big money.
No,
You put a Presby system in probably for a little bit less, but
30,000.
I don't know, I
I
don't
don't
know.
wanna do 3 or 4. Thank you, I figured, can you?
no, you don't even figure it out. He can tell you what size you have. I mean, everybody's got different figures.
So,
So
JT, you're
we'll have-
searching for Route 25?
I'm trying. Not having success so far.
nothing is
Well,
that.
to your point that anything is paper form, I mean,
Yeah,
again, this was
Yeah.
constructed in 63, it opened in 64, so.
Right.
They built this when they built Governor Wentworth School District, so
Finding any of that paper is gonna be,
first graduating class was technically in 65.
wow,
you said it was built what year?
63.
63.
I'm gonna do the archive request just to see if they come back with anything.
Yeah, see if they come back with how long it would take,
Yeah,
So if I may,
yes,
shortening the building, how many feet from where we are now?
20.
20,
So I'm gonna call Lee tomorrow and
Okay.
get as much info, talk about turning those bathrooms like Tyler brought
Right.
up.
Get rid of the shower.
Get rid of the shower, see about changing it, I just know from putting in a lot of plumbing over the years is that's the pain in the ass, but,
It's not big money though, right?
The one thing about,
it's,
it's more labor, and
we end
pipes.
up losing some pitch because you get so much pipe, but the septic tank would be on that end of the building and the leach field would be on that corner like you had laid out a couple weeks back, rather than the other side that I have on the site plan. So, we can make
Right.
that work.
Yeah, it'd be more efficient, just put a new
I
leach.
think space wise in the building would be a lot better. We'll see what he can lay out, maybe he can lose something in there.
and it's not aesthetically pleasing to see a chair rack, rack with chairs folded in it. But to build a closet to accommodate for chairs and tables, that takes up floor space. Whereas if we just like they do at the gym,
Yes,
it's the rack and the chairs come off the rack and they get folded out and you're not losing that square footage
Exactly.
I was
anymore.
up at Tin Mountain Conservation a couple weeks ago for a how do you do, and they got racks for the wooden chairs right there.
Yeah.
A nice big meeting room with a gorgeous timber frame and fireplace
Yeah,
and
but-
there's chair racks. So, we're not going out for tea, we're just having a meeting,
exactly,
it'll be fine.
And for amount of times you're gonna use this a year.
Right.
and anyone that's
Easy to dust
offended by the
off.
chairs, tough.
Agree.
Okay, on a whole different note, this is something totally different. A question has been asked. Has it been determined if the existing police department building is gonna be physically moved or is it temporarily relocating? And have we a cost on the moving of that building, a crane, et cetera? Do you have a cost on the temporary location, the old fire department building that we had talked? We haven't really.
Well, we can answer, it's gonna be temporarily
Temporary, yeah.
relocated.
Meaning
Do we-
moving everything over to the fire
To the
station.
fire-
That was,
Maybe.
Maybe.
That's- I mean,
That's a,
That's an option,
cause I didn't know if we even had a crane big enough to lift that building if we wanted to move the entire building as it was. I think that was gonna be
I think it would break in half.
I,
if you tried to
yeah,
move it.
and like you said, you've got that split right down the middle and there's no way.
Oh, that would be our luck anyway. We'd have to scrape up a big pile of crap.
Yeah, I mean, I put some plywood on the floor, but I don't think it's gonna hold.
Well, it's on a frame though, right? I mean,
Yeah, it's a steel frame, it's
So
a
you're lifting
trailer.
the whole frame,
Yeah,
that can be done,
and how
that
bad,
can be done.
how rusty is it underneath there?
It's not rusty at all.
I don't
Really?
think so.
No, underneath
Yeah,
it?
you stuck your head under there, Chris, it said it looked okay.
It's got skirting and stuff like that on it, it's not rusty at all, I mean,
Okay.
it doesn't get underneath there. You know, you got like.
Yeah, there's no salt.
But it's
Yeah.
not, yeah.
I was just concerned about the weight. I was surprised when I looked up some of those things, they're like 55, 60,000 pounds. I thought they were gonna be a lot
Yeah, they
less.
are.
Well, Lawrence said,
Yeah.
you had the weight, it was like 55,000 pounds for that structure out
Yes.
there.
Empty.
Yeah,
So do we wanna move those monsters?
I don't know how much it would cost.
you have
Well,
to have a
Just
crane.
ask more to Mike.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know, I would have to get a price, but
no, I know.
I think, you know, we spoke about this a while back, and like Chris said, they gotta go anyway, let's just make them go away. I believe that's what you were leaning towards, and I agree.
And I thought we talked about getting like some kind of pot or
Well,
something to put inside
that
the
was a
fire
novel
station.
idea, but it's an idea, and I would tend to agree with Chris, just make them go away and move them guys in a temporary location. We don't have to deal with it, and then all the earthwork's done.
Yep.
And we don't have to mess around with moving it again.
So, in the intern, though, we still have, you know, zoning and all that stuff in there, so is it still recommended that we get a building, I don't know, what do you call it?
Oh,
Modern
storage, like a
lot.
trailer, an office trailer,
Office trailer,
portable trailer?
yeah,
I thought they would all come into here.
Yeah, I was
Would that
gonna
just be a
say.
cluster for
We
you
still
guys
have
for the
to-
course of
yeah.
the build?
we still have meetings and stuff here too.
Okay, so they are gonna need to go somewhere.
Correct. So if you get one of those off, rent one of those,
That would be parked right beside the building, temp power over to it, and it's a done deal, and when
And they
you,
use the
when you
bathrooms
walk
in
out the
here?
door, somebody latches onto it and you say goodbye.
that's what I,
What is the price of something
Oh, I
like that?
don't know that, but I know to rent,
Don't know.
Not
I
that
was
much.
renting like 8 foot by 24 foot office trailers, they were $450 or something like that a month for the little office trailers.
yeah, so you're talking probably $5,000 to rent?
Can we do the same thing for the PD then?
67 before is not online.
I don't think,
Gets them out of the building, but they're still kinda here, so they don't have to.
I thought we
schlep their-
talked about the other firehouse for him.
But yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
trying to
that-
think
Well,
of
we
it.
did, but we're actually, would be interrupting the fire department's business too, so I mean, we, you know.
You gotta put the equipment, all the stuff, you gotta clear out the first, the floor. What do you got in there, just, engine, 3?
In the antique right now,
Oh, you moved it up there?
yeah, we drove it up there.
you drove it?
Brakes?
Tyler drove it up there.
I mean, it sounded like a gunfight going on,
Yeah,
but it drove,
Backfiring?
oh, like every
there's some slight timing issues, that's all.
30th of a second, it was going, it was backfiring, it was funny. So I had a PDS score from behind.
So what about upstairs in that building? What's up there?
Upstairs is free and open for them, no questions asked. I think the only concern is evidence, where we put the evidence. Where they have office space is not an issue, cause they have that whole upstairs they can take, we can lock it up, so only they can get up there. It's where to securely put the evidence.
Well, they didn't Tyler talk about you guys getting a small box.
A
and
small
sliding
Connex
it
to
in
slide
there.
inside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one of those storage pods.
Right,
I mean, as long as, you know, that doesn't interrupt the fire department's business, they still have an open bay to keep an engine there.
Yeah, as long as we get-
Inside a box in there,
Right,
PD goes there, and then we rent a temporary office trailer for the
6
land
months.
sports
Back here, right.
next door.
So, yeah,
The key to all of this is having a good, well thought out, comprehensive construction schedule.
Right.
Everybody has to be accountable to that schedule, and it might even be with liquidated damages. So, you know, the only way you get people to pay attention is you reach into their pocket and start pulling their dollars out, and then all of a sudden they pay attention. So it's typical in commercial work that even as a general contractor, that you have liquidated damages, and you also have retainage. I'm not a big fan of retainage, but at the end of the job, you know, the state or school system, wherever it is still holding 5% of the GC's money, and you're holding 5% of everybody else's money. So, I don't know that we need to go down that road, but it all depends on who does the job.
right.
But the schedule is important, because of PD being moved out, is on a timeline. And
right,
everybody else shifting over to a rental unit, that's a
so,
timeline.
yes,
So if we're gonna budget for that timeline, yeah, we need to put a contingency in there for that because things happen,
Right.
beyond our control.
We also
But
got,
if we go in, expecting a train wreck or two, I think we'll be okay. But you're always gonna have some sort of issue, but just gonna buffer yourself.
exactly.
Deal with it.
Never goes smooth.
No, it doesn't.
Well, it does from time to time, and you all get surprised and go, how the hell did that happen? But it's not often.
I mean, worst case,
Somebody will always screw it up for you.
I mean, with all the files back there too, we have to find a location for that. We could use the storage
Well,
facility.
some of them could start to come in here now because they gotta come in here anyway.
Right.
I mean, you have that wall space over there, that table goes there. We
Right,
utilize these cabinets right here, but each one of us only used 3. That was because this was someplace else. This can get smaller.
This is the
Um,
school.
We can cut this countertop down,
We'll cut it here.
You rent a full size, or like you see on the side of a highway trailer, or office trailer that's, 42 feet long. There's a lot of space in those.
right,
They're accommodated with
Right.
desks,
Well, they have plenty, yeah, it's just, I mean, I don't wanna move the files twice. I
no,
agree with you.
if
Bring
it's
them in.
not
Yeah, they
like,
gotta come in here
the bigger
anyway, so,
files, just
yeah.
start moving them
I
in
mean,
here now.
do you feel that for the short period of time, there's enough workspace in this room? I mean, there's not really any meetings that conflict that they hold out there that are during a meeting in here.
We wouldn't have the square footage to have, certain
Public
meetings.
meetings or whatever for.
We'd have a public hearing or something like that, you have to
Go to
plan,
school.
you know what I mean?
I'm talking about as far as getting a modular for the land use, do we need to do that, or can they use this space for the construction period?
Right, and that's what I meant, but we still need to have meetings.
Right.
But the square footage, obviously, with all of their files and their
With their
desks and
desks.
stuff like
Not
that.
enough room.
they're gonna have to be out in something else.
I guess the question would be, do they need all the desks for the short term? I mean, Rebecca's really the only one out there on a regular basis.
And she has more desks than what she needs.
Right, so I mean, that desk was being used by Heidi, but I mean, ultimately that could be a workstation. We could add another workstation over there by the copier. So there's a workstation out here, and then if they're having a meeting, obviously they got plenty of space.
In the best case scenario, we're not talking an inordinate amount of time.
Right.
right,
7-8 months.
And that's why I'm thinking, is it worth spending the money
You
on a
could pull this
modular?
off in 8 months, would be really pulling a rabbit out of the hat, but we don't wanna be into winter conditions.
Right.
right,
We might be on the tail end, where everything, all the systems are intact and there's painting and flooring and some other stuff going on. But,
but that's indoor stuff.
fortunately, we're not on this road, doesn't matter, we're not on a posted road. The fire station is on a posted road, but that's a much smaller project, and much easier to handle. We don't have to bring anything really heavy in there. Here, you're gonna have a crane in here erecting a building and all kinds of stuff going on, but you got plenty of room to do it, which is nice.
Right.
And it's difficult to have the conversation without seeing the space, but I'm looking at the room in my head while we're talking the
Yeah.
whole time. The tables they have in the room, the file cabinets, the thing that takes up most of the space is the cabinet.
I mean, I think the conversation that will need to be had with them is how much of that stuff do you need access to all the time? And how much of it could go in the Connex box while construction's underway?
Well, there you go.
you
You could
know.
put a Connex box out and just put all those files.
It can
walk
still
right
be
around the perimeter,
accessible,
Walk
it's
in,
just
go
gonna be
around.
outside.
And that's a couple grand a month for a Connex box, 20 by 40.
There's one back
Or 10 by 40. You got one out there now.
The PD has that one back there,
Okay.
and most of what's in that's junk, so,
Well, we cleaned it out a month ago.
yeah, so.
Still cornerstone.
So we have some rental expenses, obviously. I'll call and find out how much an office trailer is.
Okay,
Deal with the people over there in Laconia, so.
mhm,
I'll
And then in the
follow up.
meantime, during the daylight hours, we'll come and take a look in that space, and then it is possible that we could move them in here and still have the meeting space as you see it. And again, they're not,
Well, I kinda like what JT said. JT said is basically, why do each one of them need a desk? Right now, they all each have a desk, the trustees.
yeah, but they're not
Yeah.
meeting it all the time.
oh,
They could-
Rebecca does work until
Rebecca.
6 o'clock, there would be a conflict on Tuesday nights because we have our selectmen's meetings. So,
Shorten our hours.
we have to have that,
And we're not talking about forever, we're talking about a few months,
Yeah, we're not talking a
But they
year.
could
We gotta
share,
do it in less than a year. We have to.
they could share desks.
Yeah, they
I
could,
mean, between trustees
Trustee.
and
it's
board of
true,
It's
elections,
just,
they share desks.
it's not for a long period of time.
Exactly, it's
It's not like we're
temporary.
in this for a long haul, we gotta get in and get it done,
And they all
for
have
many, many reasons,
and they all have laptops, so it's not a big deal, they
for
can,
many reasons.
Yeah, it's not like you're setting up
right,
computers.
Time is money, so we don't wanna spend a lot of time.
so like 3 desks here, that's all you need.
Yeah,
Stop popping the file cabinets, make this shorter.
I mean, and if for a period of time, we need to, disrupt what Elena's got and, line the desks up against that wall or the back wall or something like that, so they're more compact to keep the space open. Again, it's,
Yeah, we can work
what we
it.
have to do for a little bit.
right, and it's only temporary, it's not permanent, so,
Exactly.
Agree?
and sounds like a plan to me.
You gonna respond back to
Back
your
to-
questions?
Yes, well, she's sitting here. It's Heidi's
Oh.
questions.
There was another Heidi I was thinking of.
Heidi, do I need to respond to you or?
No, I mostly wrote those down just so you guys get like, it's all part of the bottom line.
Right. No, I appreciate it. We appreciate it, really.
I thought it was the other Heidi.
I know. You saw Heidi's questions, so. No, this Heidi, so,
Got it.
So our homework assignments,
yep,
Effingham School District. Sorry.
well, Jim will get back to us with a definite, I'm sure, tomorrow, because you mentioned to him. And
Yeah, he'll
and
get
knowing,
the- he'll get the
knowing
stats.
Jim, he will get the stats.
So he's gonna respond back to you?
Yeah, so, do we still have to meet with the fire marshal if we're cutting this all down and it's,
I'd probably get his blessing.
Well, I mean, that'll come with plans review anyway, we'll have to do that, once we move forward with an approval, he'll have to do plans review anyway. I can't do them obviously because of the conflict,
right?
but they'll have to do plans review anyway, I mean, the meeting with the fire marshal was gonna be to try
Yeah, that
and
was the
get out of the
variance,
fire station
right.
sprinkler system, but
Right.
it sounds like with what we have,
Variances, yeah.
So you feel comfortable that we won't need a sprinkler system based on the square footage?
Yes.
for the record, my understanding, Rose and I had this conversation.
Yeah, I thought it was.
We were seeking a variance on this building,
Yeah,
I was thinking it was the fire department.
and it was only because.
I was on the wrong page,
Yeah, variance was only because we're only gonna have potentially that amount of people one day of year.
Yeah,
So,
that would have been a tough sell, I think.
and then that was that could stay down there, it's more for the voting, and it's like, well, the voting, yes, we have 1,080 registered voters, but they don't all come at once.
I think
No,
the
they're not.
argument you'd get back from them is you have this space available, and if, the Girl Scouts wanna have an event and they're gonna have 200 people in there, you're probably not gonna tell them no, so there's another day of use, or some other public event wants to be held there, you're probably not gonna tell them no, there's potential use, and I think that's where they would argue back that
That makes sense.
probably not, but
And we can always
null
have
and
that.
void at this point anyway.
It's how code enforcement works,
Right,
it's always the potential,
Right,
you put the
Right.
closet in, it's now a bedroom.
yeah. You're right.
Unless it's a portable closet.
And I'm what?
That's how they do it in
That's a
Europe.
French closet.
I got one in North.
Now, as far as the septic goes,
Have to return to the state.
we still have to find those plans,
Have to return
right?
to the state.
I think in the meantime, it would behoove us to get an estimate on
found
On
the
a
another.
original
septic,
deed
yes.
for the
That'd
this
be the best way
property.
to go.
really?
We're gonna
What
have
does
to
it
put an
say,
estimate
John?
together for all the earthwork.
A lot.
Septic is its own
I wasn't sure it was the right one,
For
but
this property,
The
I saw
plumbing will carry
Thursday,
everything
so
out to the,
that
Yeah.
solidified
2
that
feet
it's
outside
more
the
than
wall,
likely the right
and we
property.
hook
Yeah.
up to that, as long as we know what our elevation needs.
What exactly do we need for the?
So we're not there yet, we're not building,
Right,
but
We need
put a
to know
number
what
on
it
a
is.
septic system.
I didn't,
What's there?
Just get a rough estimate.
He was asking what we needed for septic plans.
Cause the plans that are up back show the size of the leach field and certain.
yeah, I
parts.
have that in this folder,
Yeah.
but it doesn't.
It's not a field.
It's not
doesn't have
stamped.
anything
Was
for
a well still in
growth,
play?
No.
It's not stamped.
But it does have.
I don't remember.
It has to have
We're
that
just gonna
stamp.
go
Guys, like,
tile
you know,
this.
leach
We're gonna
field,
just somehow,
I'm sure.
I guess we're gonna somehow come
Oh,
out
yeah.
of this building and go that way with water.
Building.
Okay.
it's just the idea
We
of,
just take the line that's feeding the modular now and
Remember
And
you
then
revisit.
again, another sense, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
We're gonna put a system out there anyway,
Shut off
so
valve.
this
And the
it
water.
doesn't really matter.
Right.
Pardon me?
the water's on that side.
Yeah, the well's over here. So where does the water come from for the modular?
That's
well.
comes out of that end of the building or that,
The well.
The well's on that side, but where's,
so what do they get?
where's the junction?
That's, I don't, that's a good question.
Pump feed, and it's usually not done that way.
Yeah,
Usually
no.
one source, cause you get a pressure switch, everything would come to one pressure switch, and pressure tank, and then go another direction. It's split at this building.
It's almost being a storage room back here. That's where the pressure tank is.
Right,
I wonder if there's a pressure tank in that modular
cause I've
anyway.
had people wanna do that,
I don't
can I
think
feed two buildings off of one well, and they go, it's a problem. Maybe two wells, two pumps.
Right,
Was this the center Effingham school?
No.
That's the, down by Lenny.
that's the normal school?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Over there.
Not the normal.
No, it's not the normal school.
No,
No,
the
Center
one-
Effingham School is right at the corner of Romney Hill and Brooklyn.
Okay, I know.
And the white two doors in front.
Davidson.
Lawrence went to that school.
You did.
All 8 grades, one room.
All 8 grades in one room?
Well, that was one way to do it.
But back then they had stricter teachers.
Oh, yeah, they could,
Yeah.
they could, yeah, I had stricter teachers, I still
Like
like
they
teachers
use a
to be
ruler.
strict.
Rulers and yardsticks.
Went through
Oh,
eight,
yeah.
one room.
The big long pointers. Boy, don't they have-
Effingham Falls Schoolhouse?
That's up here.
That's the one on, yeah.
Okay, is there any other questions, comments? You're gonna get
I've got some
Lee, I know you got homework,
I'll
you
talk
got,
to Lee,
okay,
and I'll try to, we'll get answers together for next meeting.
okay,
I'll find out how much a big trailer is, we can work the rate on that, just for the heck of it.
okay,
And we'll see if I hear from Spratt Committee sprinkler people.
yeah.
But
Okay,
Why don't
we're
you-
not gonna, we're gonna try to avoid that anyway, so, but we'll
Right.
see what they say, at least we know what we
This
avoid.
so,
that's
Get a
true.
rough estimate. Have Lawrence get a rough
Yeah, rough
estimate for,
estimate for the septic
Have Lawrence get a rough estimate
Yeah.
on the leach
Ask
field.
him.
on the leach field,
Well, we're gonna need
Lawrence.
a capacity
right.
on that.
Could you get a rough estimate on the leach field back there? For the septic and the leach field?
Did I get?
Get, no, can you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, get a rough estimate. And,
But
How big are we basing it on?
are you changing the numbers?
we're reducing the numbers.
we're reducing the numbers.
What was it total?
It's not gonna be, it's not gonna be what it was.
You know what?
300.
It's not gonna be
205 on the
based on-
meeting side, we still got the police capacity,
Yeah,
so another
based
30,
on
so
the-
say
So-
250.
So,
250?
You think 205 would be just the meeting space size, we
Well,
still
on the
have.
other side is
500.
five.
three people,
Five guys.
Oh, we're gonna go with
Well,
that.
you
So,
gotta-
220.
So, if you read the state design
220.
rules,
Yep.
220.
it tells you for municipal buildings, you can have
So we bigger than.
so many people and then,
Okay.
transient,
Guys.
somebody transient, so you gotta add
That's
another
fine.
5 gallons.
Another 20 minutes early.
I thought it
The
was,
rules, it's all in the rule
I
book.
thought it was literally square foot based, and it's designed for 35 people.
No, it's per capacity per seat, total
John.
capacity per seat, per meeting
Are you
space.
having the old
I
fire
think even
truck
if we go
right
heavy, we're still.
We're doing it in-house, Tyler's doing most of it.
We don't need that.
You gotta run it.
Avoid the sprinkler.
Okay,
When it's
Cause I was
time
wondering, you
I
were
see
talking about that
ZBA
parade, I'm
is,
like,
is coming
it
in.
sounded like it was running.
So they can, join in on the meeting.
I was like, wow.
That's right, join in on our meeting, ZBA.
That's just timing.
Like, you know what the numbers?
I have the timing sheet
What?
cards, the
Bathroom count?
It runs beautiful.
Numbers like, yeah.
I don't, it's so smooth.
Do you want me to leave this running?
I don't slower the
No,
more.
they don't, no.
No, you know, RTE,
Yeah, make a motion.
residential is based on bedroom.
It's got a
Can
button,
I-
it's got a,
Septic and commercial
on the
is
dashboard,
based
you
on
can pull
capacity.
it to advance the return.
So.
Can I just get a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn,
Okay.
A second.
whoever.
It's on one of these papers.
Dale.
It's.
Okay, meeting adjourned at